Hello, I am back. I had a very busy week, but finally home again and relaxed. And I don't know if did this connect through yet? Yeah, there it goes. Cool. I think we got it working. Yep, cool. All right. So I had a busy week. I had to travel for work, setting up new labs in other places. Um, I had to let my spider dry. It's still sticky, which kind of sucks. Still getting kind of tacky. Oh, you can't see it because I haven't switched cameras yet. All right, here we go. Check out my spider. Found in the garden. You can see the steam from my hand is fogging up. This side is I had to flip a mold upside down to do it, so everything came out all frosty. And now I'm coating it in another set of resin to kind of fill in here because her butt's kind of poking up right next to the edge. I don't want her to crack and leak. So I gotta fill in the top. But right now I'm doing the sides, which have been using UV resin, and it is still sticky and tacky and not finished, but she'll be done soon. Anyways, Barrow-wights. So the nice thing about an evil army in this game is you can really just change up what army you're using just by changing some of the captains, special units. So I've already got my ring wraiths done. I have a bunch of orcs done. All I have to do is just do some shades and Barrow-wights. I've already got the wargs and warg captain. So changing an army over is just changing a few guys. But the Barrow-wight models I've actually had for over 20 years and just never painted them because I was a little kid and didn't want to screw them up. But these are some of the original ones I got back when they first released the Fog on the Barrow Down set. And they're cool models. It took me forever to find the arms and get them all reassembled and ready. But let's paint one of the guys start to finish. I only have 4, so it's not like it would drag on too long like the Minas Tirith troops, but still, I just want to do just one start to finish. And for that, I'm going to start. I'll do the robes and ethereal wispiness first before I do the shitty armor. I'm going to get the armor all shittied up. So I'm going to start with coating all of them with just Lothern blue. And I think that ought to give them a nice ghosty color. Oops, part of the paint cap. Paint all over it. Alright. Just the base coat, so I'm just gonna blot it on. Just filling gaps on them. I got some holes in them I couldn't quite get with primer. I glued him to his base already because there isn't really anything I have to get up and under to get. So that'll give me a little bit more of a steady spot to hold him by. So my shitty brushes for covering everything. It's actually really stiff. It's actually almost difficult to use. Like, it looks nice and fluffy, but it's kind of jammed up with stuff. Wait a second, what's going on? Oops. My league TO is just asking me what army I'm going to play. Maybe Angmar. I mean, if I've got good and evil armies, so I can kind of be the swing player for whichever side they need. Get in the little holes. Maybe I shouldn't have glued them in just yet. I'm having some trouble getting right up and under them. But if I'm having that much trouble getting a brush in there, it's probably going to mean I'm going to have no trouble not looking at it. It's going to be hard to see. Maybe I'm just not getting as much on the brush as I thought it was. Yeah, that actually seems more like it. One of the things I'd like to get done is just having one of every model painted, which is a far out lofty goal. There's thousands of models for this game. Get in there, damn it! All right, fine. The wash will get in there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. I was looking at his head and wispy ghost hair. I have the Tom Bombadil and Goldberry that came with this too. Maybe I'll do them next. It's going to be all armor there. So we got some little roby. I guess it's shredded. Oop, one drop. Because it's shredded fabric. Wisps of clothing hanging off his ghostly arms. It's hard to tell what that is. Is that a piece of armor or just weird boniness? What is that? He's got like, it seems like two ridges, which you could almost expect like the radius and ulna to be, but they're poking out of the arm, but not in like a, oh, my bones exposed way. And like I've got a big piece of armor strapped to the outside way, but it kind of fades into itself. That's super glue, not glue. Shit ass super glue. Alright. Really work the paint into all the little holes and crevices. A little bit more on his head. Alright, let that dry for just a minute. That's kind of a wispy, whimsical, happy kind of blue. Which for a spirit that's gonna trap and murder some hobbits in a dank hole is not exactly what we're looking for. Paint off the brush. A lot more of the paint off the brush. Alright. So that was the Citadel Lothern blue. So next, to darken everything up, Let's use Nuln Oil. Give it a second to dry up a bit. Yeah, it's still a little wet. I hope this one isn't too short, but I don't know if I'm actually going to need the wet palette. I just realized, like, I'm going to be doing a lot of dry brushing and working mostly with metallics, which I don't really dilute because they just don't look right when you dilute them. So I guess I'll just close my wet palette. Center this guy up. Hey, works for me. Although I'd be really pissed if I spilled my paint. Let me squeeze it in here. Squeeze it next to the camera. Alright. It is still a little wet. Just a little bit. But it's dry enough for me, so let's get the wash on there. And that's really going to darken and dull the colors out. Get that nice, happy, fantasy-ish light blue into more of a crappy grunge. Oops. I'm not going to count it as a drop. It only rolled. Get up under the robes. Make sure I get enough in each one of those little holes. Fill its ghostly holes. His top half says Casper, his bottom half says Poltergeist. Right here above the hip. I think that's Spooky Robe. It's hard to tell sometimes. Alright, let's get some on his arms. Oh yeah, I primed this guy with whatever the white Citadel paint is. Codex white? I don't remember. Paint names change so often. I'll help fill in some face details. Make him a little bit spookier. Plus the dark sunken eyes will help his eyes pop a little more when I put like a glowy green paint to it. Shoulders? Oh, it's okay. So his shoulder pads aren't wispiness, it's fancy armor. Spooky ghosts. A little bit more here. Oh, I did that part. Got to get up around his hand. All right, now let's let more here. And I think he is good for the wash. It'll also just take a minute to dry. Oh no, let me get some right down in there. There we go. Saw a little bit of white in there. All right, let's let him dry a little bit. I guess maybe I could have done multiples. I don't feel like doing that and running the risk of having a whole bunch of guys to do. And only getting like halfway through a stream. Next I'll do a dry brush of Blue Horror. Fitting for this guy. Is this the brush I want to use for that? It's a little... It'll be okay. A little fluffy. Yeah, it really takes all the bright, happy color out of them. So while we're waiting for it to dry, let me message my TO. What army am I playing? Do we need good or evil players? Oops, hand trimmer. Oh, you know what? There's a few more spots. Just, they'll be in deeper recesses, so we don't have to worry about them drying just yet. But let me get... All right. This guy's going to take a little bit of a minute. Shading up the armor. Yeah, he's really just like ghost and armor bits. So these guys might actually go pretty quick. Probably do all of them tomorrow then. The other 3. Ghosty friends. This guy looks a little easier to paint. His pose a little more open. Anyways. Yeah, he's gonna be damp for a few minutes. Alright, so I guess while we let that dry, let's do some of the armor then. Start with the lead belcher. Small brush. I'll do the sword blade and the main body of his armor with the lead belcher. I immediately remembered I'm going to be dry brushing after this. This is a mistake. Oh, what a fool I am. Yeah. I'm going to end up dry brushing and covering all that up. Dry, you spooky bastard. Oops, got a couple spots up top I missed. Up in his ghostly hairline. Got some of that ghost pattern baldness. You just start seeing bits of exposed skull. Alright, he's good. I said for like the third time. Alright. Alright, I guess we just gotta wait for him for a little bit more. Can't do the spider. Spider's all sticky. Any message from a TO? I have a Gullivar too. I can get done pretty quick. I got a lot of models that I just have like sitting around. I collected them for a long time. Never used them. Never used my Balrog. But then again, I'd have to paint up so many more goblins. And I did a bunch of those when I was a kid, and they all looked terrible. Ooh, actually, let me check what blue dry brushes I have. What's that? Thunderhawk blue. That's actually pretty close to the color we've made, so it might be a little dark. The other one is Chronos blue, but that's kind of just a little bit of a purple tinge to it, so I don't want to use those ones. Yeah, I'll just dry brush with the whatever this is. Blue Horror? Blue Horror. Hurry up and dry. He's getting there. He's getting there. I'm gonna start. If he looks grungy, whatever, he's a ghost. Alright. That looks okay. Alright, so I'll use the back of the brush so I don't get into the holes. Get any of the recesses so they can stay as is. That's where it's still wet, so. Alright, padding on the face. Seems to work. Brush that on, give him a nice spooky look. Whoops, hit my head on the camera. And dry brush a little white at the end too, just to highlight. Just a little bit. Ooh, I got some of the wet. Alright, let me go back to his robes. Hit a little of the Nuln Oil. I understand cutting a lot out of the movies just for their brevity of it. It's been near impossible to film. Like reading the book, my copy of the book is like 1,030 something pages long, and I was the full like 100 pages into it, and the hobbits are still like eating at farmer maggots. I'm like 10% of the book, and we still haven't left the Shire. These hungry little bastards only think about food. That's okay, because so do the cats. So do our cats. It's just food and being a shithead to each other all day. Speaking of, they turned to like full anarchy while I was gone. Little shitheads. They were fighting. They came back. Their faces are all scratched up. So you turds, I was gone for like one night. What the hell? Peeing in my plants. They're not even doing it well. They couldn't even pee in the pot. They just peed past the pot all over the floor. It's like, guys, what the fuck? What the fuck, guys? Cats, what the frick? I suppose if I want my videos to be a little more accessible, I should probably not swear as much. What in the heck and crap? Alright, it's a decent dry brush for him. I guess I could have done the armor. My dry brushing wasn't like that aggressive. I'll let the brush dry a little bit. Let's go back to doing the armor. So that was the blue horror. His armor looks like it's these waist plates, chainmail, chest plate, and a little bit of the shoulder. He's also got like a circlet on, but I'm going to do that in a lighter silver. And then darken everything up. What's his collar? His collar looks silver. Right. Painting with the metallics is always difficult in a bright light. A little bit up in the pits. Those plates. Adjust my butt. Oops, I gotta stop smacking the camera. Brushing on chainmail is always tedious. So doing the chainmail on the front. All right. Should probably be using a different brush because I don't cramp this one up. So one of the things I like to be able to do with this guy is see if I can make some nice rust effect on it. I've got some of the Nihilak Oxide paint. That's really some verdigris kind of paint. But I've also got the Typhus Corrosion, and I think a little bit of that with some orange wash and paint ought to look pretty rusty. Spooky little crown on his stupid spooky head. There's the crown. Oh, wait, his hip plates. Where did I just put that paint? Smacked right on his face. I think I hit the crown. I think I'm good. That was lucky. I guess we can't see the plate from that side. Okay. All right, to the back. The chain. All right, let me grab a different brush for this. This is just a little small for having a blot on all the chainmail. So let me get the brush is smaller. So what brush am I gonna use? This one. The other one's gotten roughed up a lot, but it's good for getting into any of the little crevices. And then touching up with the smaller brushes. How's Minecraft going, hon?
Working on this giant warehouse. I don't know how big we want to make it.
Good question. Yeah, I can't give you a number on that, but big.
Right? Just decorate it.
All right, smaller brush. All right, a little bit of shoulder mail. Should I use the gloss Nuln Oil or the regular Nuln Oil? Maybe the gloss will make it too shiny. If I want it to be all dingy and rusty, just use the regular Nuln Oil. I think that'll do fine. So let me put the gloss away. I don't know if I need the gloss. Is that part of the armor or is that a noose? Looks like it's part of the armor. Given that I think their bodies were buried, I think, like in tombs, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to be like spirits of nobles or kings. All right, so that's good for that part of the armor. Now let's decorate with some of the copper. As soon as I get that spot, there we go. Lofting it again. I forgot the sword. I'll do the sword with other stuff. Alright, brass scorpion. Brass scorpion's next. We're gonna do the shoulder plates and like the little part of whatever the hip armor's called. I don't know what hip armor's called. Butt pauldrons? Butt pauldrons. Yeah, I hear it every time I'm like walking in some of the rail line, but I don't know where the zombie went. We have a zombie somewhere in our little Minecraft town. We have no clue where it is. It's just trapped in the dirt somewhere. And we don't really feel like freeing it, so we're just gonna leave him. Oh, their little eagle face is on the pauldrons. Probably corpses of Arnor, kings of Arnor. Arnorian? Eldarian? Anarian, that's his name. Anarian. That's Isildur's brother. We don't see in Rings of Power because they're hacks. Itty bitty shoulder plates. I hope I'm speaking loud enough. I always forget that, like, I've got the microphone nearby. The purpose of it is to, clearly record my voice, but then I'll get, like, real close. Like, oh, I'm up close. I'm up close talking to my model. Oh, no, what's going on, huh?
Did I do anything? Did I mess anything up?
What did you hit? The door?
I didn't hit like anything except for bricks.
Did you get
But
hit
this is
knocking
what
the
I
redstone? Yeah, it's a trap door. You might want to run up and just check to make sure it still works.
Trapdoor?
Or not trap door, the
Ah, okay.
gate. Just make sure it still works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll work everything. Oops.
What's the word for that? Castle gate. Workless.
Yes.
Still works?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Just build around it.
Yeah. We've got some obsidian, maybe encase it. What is this part of the armor? This I have no idea. No idea what that's supposed to look like. It looks like it's another little creature face. It also looks like this metal model is a little warped. So it was supposed to be face and mouth. Looks more like it got filled in with a little bit of metal flash. Might be okay. He's got these little metal bits everywhere on his armor. Really intricate little pieces. Put a little bit of copper on his crown too. I really like copper. It's a nice metal. That's what I use to transmute my silver. Easy to come by, easy to buy. Isn't too expensive. Whatever I don't transmute, I can just turn right back in. Up over the shoulder. I always hate when there's like little tiny intricate bits and then it's like right next to like the face. We're surrounded by hair. It's like, okay, I can't just do nice broad strokes. I gotta work it in every little nook and cranny. Oops, that blob was a little thick. A little bit of touching up to do on the copper. Get up into the shoulder. Weird little hawk face. Alright, I think that's good. Give that another moment to dry. So that was the brass scorpion. Well, wait, let me do that. Let me get the sword blade. Oh, I grabbed the wrong brush. This is my big brush. I meant to grab my other big brush. My crappier brush. Little itty bitty piece of metal flash. That'll do. That'll do. Actually, let's hit it with the gloss, because I think that'll help make the rusty bits stand out more. So we'll have some parts of them that are glossy and some that are not. Alright. Chainmail is always a bitch. It looks so nice once it gets filled in properly. Drip the armor.
You have so much copper.
Need me to build another giant copper bridge across an ocean? Actually, I haven't finished the bridge. There's actually like pieces missing.
Oh, copper.
Yeah. Like spots where like I didn't continue the railing far enough because I ran out at the time. We have so much copper in Minecraft. It's a mistake. Crown. Let's get the rest of the chainmail here. We gotta kind of use the chainmail to wring the wash out of the brush. That way it gets right in all the chainmail holes. Get those holes washed. Alright, I just kind of made it look a little darker and dirtier, which is, I mean, what we want, but a little bit more on the blade. Lower parts of the blade. We've got all the armor I need to do. Alright. Now while that dries, we'll dry brush the last little bit of white onto his body. I think the Nihilak oxide is going to be too bright. I don't know about using the Wagon orange either. Excuse me. Alright, let's do the white. Just kept making it worse. Alright. That's just the Vallejo white. I really only want a little bit. Just on like a few highlighty spots. The main exposed parts of them. Face. A little bit under face there. Under hair. Hair faceman. It does make his face look a little more skeletal. But there, his arm, on top of his arm. And inside of his hand and arm. Nice. Here. Lighten that up. A little bit in that edge. There we go. Alright. Those come along nicely. Alright, that concludes him. His physical, or well, I guess his ethereal body. No physical body for him. Oh, I dried my washed brush right in the paint. There we go. So we still have to let the armor dry a little bit more. So let's dot his eyes with Sybarite green. That's pretty dilute. So it should be bright enough and different enough to kind of stand out from the rest of them. So that's one eye, two eye. Perfect. That's all he needed. The end. Two teensy little dots. I probably lost. I know. I lost more paint just like here on the rim of the pot I even used. That I will use painting all these guys. Alright, so let's gunk up this guy's armor a little bit. Stormhouse Silver. I'll go with a tiny brush. There's going to be a few spots, like on his crown, I want to just dot with a little bit of it. That shaken up. All right. Typhus corrosion. This is a technical paint. First time opening it. It's a little grungy and crusty, but it's supposed to be. I'll use my wash brush for this, just in case it shitties up the brush too much. We'll get some here on the hip. The big hip plates. Anything where it's like a big open spot, I'm gonna dot with this, just so you can really see the grunge when it dries. It's very hard to. You're not gonna be able to see this at all on camera, but looks decent. Decently crappy. Rest around the collar. Rusty grunginess on the shoulders. Put a lot on one shoulder just because. Uneven and messy is the way to go with grunge. A bit of rust on the chainmail. Any of the spots where it looks like it got cut. Maybe that's where this guy got stabbed, although I guess if you were gonna honor a nobleman or king, you probably wouldn't want to use the armor he got murdered in. Then again, maybe you hated him. Alright, so it's really hard to see on the camera. But I've grunged up his armor a decent amount. I don't want to spread it evenly across, so I want it to look like it's all falling apart and resting in different spots. Beyond that, let's see what oranges I have. I don't have any oranges, so that's going to look nice. Let's see if I have any really orange browns. I don't have any really orange browns. Looks like we might go back to that flagon orange. Let's just see if I can get a couple little spots here and there to kind of get some of the orange on it. Yeah, that worked a little bit. Let's kind of add hints of little orangey rust spots to it. Well, that's actually working pretty nice. A bit on the sword, just to scrunch up the sword a bit. They're not using the nice barrow blades that kill Witch Kings, no. They're using the crappy ones that cause tetanus. It wasn't the Morgul blade that hurt Frodo, it was just tetanus. Alright, that kind of crappily rusts everything up. Nice. Might see if I can pick up a dark orange this week then. I can do rust on further pieces. But I like the way these guys are turning out with this. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's the Typhus corrosion. Alright, let's add a little bit of the Stormhost Silver. Just to do a couple little highlighty spots. So you can get glimpses of the splendor that this armor used to have. Yeah, let's use my little brush. Use the Lidl brush. We'll just do some of the edges. Here. Some of the chainmail and a couple shiny spots. Do his crown. Edge of the plate mail. Uneven bits on his hips. Little blotches here on the mail. Oh, that really helps make the grungy bits stand out, actually. Oh, that looks real nice. A little bit of this on the back. A little bit on the mail. A little bit on the back. And then just a little bit with the other brush on the sword. Yeah. Not good and not evenly, just enough to really make the tip look a little bit pointier. Like the tip stands out just a little bit more. Alright, so one last thing I want to do for him. Is just a little bit of my duller golds. What are those? I guess Liberator Gold might be my dullest one. It's not that dull. Just a tiny little bit on the sword handle. Just a little bit on the armor. Little bits here and there in the armor. This doesn't stand out too much. It's kind of a thinner paint, but it does kind of help break up the oranginess of the copper. Well, that makes it look like even crappier. That's nice. Yeah, that works. Kind of cut some of the bright orange out. Some of the color's been corroded and I mean, copper would corrode to blue, but it works. It works pretty nice. All right, let's get some on the sword. Don't know why did the sword handle last. Little bits of gold on the helm, or not helm, you know, crown. Crown-a-majig. All right. I think physically the Barrow-wight is done. So let's see what I can do for space. Get my little spatula out. Let's do mud. Sterling to mud. So the Angmar models, I'm going to specifically do like snowy mud for their bases. Scoop it on there. Ooh, I should really use the stand for this. So I will get it all over my thumb and then touch the nice model I just finished. Alright, he's not focused, but at least he's in camera mode. So let's wipe that. Just kind of push a lot of it into the cracks. Doesn't have to be perfect, because I'm going to cover a lot of it in snow. I just have to get little clumps a bit pushed in and puddled around, and that's fine. That's all it needs. The Urukai I needed a little bit thicker so I can do footsteps in it. Like the horde is just marching through. Well, this got to be a little more solo, spooky, just a little bumpy ground. Alright, so that's the dirt and mud for him. Now, while that dries up a little bit, let's see what I've got for... I have snow in one of my bins. Not this bin. But this bin. Is this one? No, that's all technical stuff. How about this bin? That's all plants and bushes. Wait. I do need... Deadland. Is it Deadland Tuft? Deadland Tuft. Yes, I got. Yeah, just a couple Deadland Tufts look fine on there. I'm gonna do my dead bushes. Dead roots. I'm just bonking my terrain doors into everything. My model has a stroke. Oh, shit. My stuff in my drawer has done that thing like spatulas do in... Here we go. Got it. Alright, what's in this one? Tree bits in this one? It's all happy living trees. I don't want happy. I need dead and desolate. I need stuff that's been haunted for centuries. Alright, here we go. I've got Vallejo ground texture snow, which I've never opened and used before. So I don't know if it's going to go well or not. I have a thing of soft snowflake. Powder stuff. There's one I had some vines and stuff. Not vines. Some bits of tree root. I really love how if I turn too far, my model just goes ape shit. Here we go. Oh, we'll wait on my bottom drawer. All right, there we go. I found them. Tree bits. The smaller bits are going to make some nice dead branches. Snow is one of the textures most appreciated by the modeler for winter scenarios. It reproduces the glittery look of this element and is an ideal medium to work with, easily coating all surfaces evenly or in heaped mounds. This product applied with a brush or spatula, its scale and proportional. 24 hours to dry. Hoo boy. Looks like I'm going to be applying that last. Damn. Fluffy. Very fluffy. Alright, let's close it. Play with some of the spatula real quick. Spatula. Okay, this is real fluffy though. So spatula might not be what I want to use. It's kind of like frosting a cake. I'll probably use one of my garbage brushes. Nice. Alright, that's still wet. Here I am punching stuff somewhere. Alright, let's pick out chunk of root. I don't want to use any of the big ones. They make good for like branches in the woods. But these, there we go. These bits here on the edges make good dead branches. Let's get a few of these. Oops. One, two, three. Just a teeny bit of Cruddy super glue. So let's use clamping tweezers. Blob of super glue there. Oh, that's why I stopped using this one. It's all sticky. My super glue was sticky. I mean, like, it was extra sticky. It's got a string. That's just gonna, it looks like it's gonna keep leaking. So let me grab the other tweezers and just stick this one right into there. I just hold those like that. Hopefully they will dry like that in a little triangular kind of formation. It'll make a nice little crappy dead bush. That base is still drying. Maybe I should have just gone full snow. That probably would have been a good idea. So here's the Wraith. It's just out of focus. Where is... I don't know where my little magnifying glass is. I know where my big one is. It's just attached to my lamp, so I can't really move it. Maybe I'll touch his eyes up with like one of my neon greens. Let me do that. Oh shit, my magenta's camp broke. How the fuck did that happen? Oh, ew, it's getting all weird. What the frick? Okay, it's still liquidy, so let me toss that camp. It's like a foamy white goo coming out of it. I've got some spare little bottles somewhere in here. I don't know where my spare little bottles are. I've got 30 different types of bottles everywhere, but not the ones I need. Shaker bottles. Mixing bottles. Woohoo glue. Green stuff. This one. Brushes. Brushes, wood stains, LEDs. A whole package of these little bottles. Nope. I guess it's gonna get to keep the crappy top. And hopefully the part where it's filled in and gotten stuck is just gonna seal it. That was weird.
What bee? He's inside.
A bee got inside of the house. Okay, look. No, don't. Maybe these caps aren't the greatest. This one's leaking everywhere too. Right. Just the slightest little dab on these. All right, there we go. That makes them glow a little bit more. If it still doesn't pop after it dries, I'll add just something like a bright Dayglow yellow. That is Army Painter Gauss Green. It's still damp. That should dry up pretty soon. It's starting to get a little less wet. Why the heck was that magenta paint so weird? It's almost like I had stuck my finger in the snow goo, but I don't think I did. Perhaps I am an idiot. Okay. This has got some of those super glue strings on it. They're actually kind of strong. And instead of pulling them off, they just glued to me and broke my plant. So we're going to add a rock to that, just so I have something I can anchor that against. Back under the desk. He's cork for a rock. Let's do a small one here. This one's kind of gray. Leaves that one. He's getting there. I know I had a magnifying glass around here somewhere. Found it. I literally just looked where I thought I last had it, and there it was. So can I use a magnifying glass on the camera? Hey, now you can see him. Why do I put it up to the camera? Well, shit. That works great, kinda. Well, now you can get a real nice look at him. I forgot, the camera's upside down. So that's all I have to do is permanently mount this magnifying glass over the camera. It doesn't help that I have to hold it in front of my face tracking cam, but hey, it kind of works. Well, you can take a look at it now, at least. Got the rust on the armor, got the kind of grungy. Some spots are shiny. Shiny and polished, some of all rusted. Nice. Alright. Cool, so I'm just going to keep that handy. I just have to find a way to mount one to the lens. I'm sure if I could find like a lens that would just attach, but I'd have like an even smaller area that I'd have to keep track of where I'm holding the model at. I don't want to do that. So what color should I do the rim of the base? It's getting there. It's almost done. All right, let's glue this rock on. My leaky, stringy super glue. Twist that rock so that it's a rock. That. Shit, I dropped it. I used to cover up the gap that appeared in the base. Just to glue this little combo of crap on here. Oh shit. Hey hon, can you do me a favor? I need you to come here. Fuck. I'm not holding these tweezers right. Oh shit. Okay. Can you reach just in front of my fingers? I can't rotate. And just pinch the tweezers so they open.
What am I doing?
Pinch. Okay.
Open them?
Farther back. Fuck. Okay. Shit. Never mind.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like you're getting killed in Minecraft. I forgot that these are like pressure release tweezers. I didn't hold them in a way that I could squeeze them to release them. So I stuck the gluey thing on and couldn't open the tweezers to release it. I didn't have like the ability to hold still and communicate what I needed done. Thanks though. Small one. Whoa, almost took out everything. Alright, so those little sticky bits I got stuck together, and magnifying glass time. Now that I know this works, thing's backwards though. So the see the bush there is just made up out of my finger behind it so you can see it. This behind it so you can see it with the contrast. So the bush there is just 3 little bits of tree root, like real fine stuff, stuck together, and to kind of hide the crappiness of the base, I just glued it next to a piece of cork for a rock. Then there's just a little, I put a little bush on the back. As soon as that mud is dry enough, we can. Oops, let me move my. I'm done with my paint. Well, no, I guess I still have to do the snow. I don't want to keep you stuck here. I'll do the snow once this dries. We'll do it like tomorrow morning. And then I'll post the pics and I'll talk about how well or terribly the snow went. But so anyways, here is Barrow-wight. And there's a glare on it, so let me just. Barrow-wights. Oh, this is so hard coordinating 2 hands going backwards. Okay. There we go. There's my Barrow-wight. He'll have a nice snowy base once I'm done. And he'll be ready to stab some hobbits in a cave. Until a weird dude with yellow boots shows up and kicks the crap out of him. There he is. Alright. Cool. Pretty good success for another weekly stream. I've got the sleeping hobbits, but they're not exactly exciting models to see painted. They're just unconscious little dudes in robes. So maybe next week I'll do Tom Bombadil. That'll fit with the Barrow-wights. Or maybe I'll do some more. Oh, I'll do some Dead Marsh Spectres, actually. I'll do a couple of those guys. Because I painting up random guys is fun, but I also would like to kind of keep everything coherently together. But alright, so let me just back out of the camera. Alright. Yeah, next week we'll do some Dead Marsh Spectres. I'll get these other guys done, and I'll get the space snowed up in the meantime. Maybe I'll do like a dark turquoise. No, I don't want to do dark turquoise. It might just be dark brown for the base rim. I think that'll work. All right. So if you tuned in, thanks for watching. Might be able to play some more, finish up or get a little farther in BioShock this weekend. But I'm slowly starting to gain a few followers. That's pretty cool. I'm all the way up to 10 and 7 if you consider that 2 of them are my friends and my wife. So, or 3 of them. So.
And the cats.
And the cats. So yeah. But this is pretty cool. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you later.